Good. Okay. All righty. So, overcoming obstacles, something we all face on a regular basis throughout life and especially throughout business. I think we can all relate to that one pretty much. So, now I've sort of put this together because I've actually spent a bit of time trying to overcome obstacles myself, just like everybody would have, and just found some simple little steps that really do help to overcome them. That I honestly, they were staring me straight in the face, and I didn't realise half the time. Yeah, but half of them that yeah, we could do these little things and help get by those obstacles. So yeah, so we'll just get going with this. I've got a little slideshow here. So obstacles, right? As I said, we all face them, or we have faced them, and quite regularly when we're in business. And usually they will stop progression, stop plans, halt plans. Like usually we come up against obstacles. I know from speaking from my experience, you get this mental blank. You just think, oh, a lot of the time you feel like giving up. And it can really throw a big spanner in the works with things, with whatever you got. And as I said, this relates to normal life as well as business. So now we can overcome them. It all depends on a lot of things like our mindset, how far we want to go into overcoming them. You know, it depends on a lot of things. And it is at the end of the day upon us. Now, right, right, sorry about that. Okay, so as I said, it still comes down to like little tips and tricks and what have you. It still comes down to us, how we deal with it, how we get through it, and what we actually try and implement, and our mindset. Now, I'm not going to bang on about too much about mindset, but mindset is everything when it comes to, well, pretty much everything with business and everything, the way we think on a daily basis. If we sort of have a lot of negative thoughts, we know what happens from that. Everything is negative. Now, it also comes down to our determination and our drive. And even old obstacles that we face will come back to haunt us at different times. They're never gone. I don't believe that they ever go. I believe that it's more of a case that we get better at overcoming them as we go along. So basically, we lessen the impact of them each time. Yeah, it's just something we start learning a lot of over time. Now, okay, so this box, sorry, my box there on the side keeps popping up. Right. Okay, so basically, the first thing is thinking positive. Now, as there, in short, it means basically don't quit. And so once we start having negative thoughts or non-positive thoughts, the first thing that comes to our head when we face obstacles, especially in business, is we want to quit. I've been there, done that myself many times. You just think, what's the point? You know, is there any point to keep going when you keep facing obstacles? So keeping a positive mindset will help us get along really, really well. Remembering our whys for a start. Right? We've all got a why of why we're in business, why we do things in life. There's always that little reason that's actually pushed us down that avenue, that path. So that's our why. So, and negativity not only comes from us, but it comes from those around us. Now, I don't know how many of you have faced this when you're going into business or you're starting something new, and you seem to get a lot of negativity from people around you. And it's more so from the people closer to you. They just seem to give off that negative vibe. Not all of them, but there's quite sometimes you encounter it from those close to you. And it's like that negative vibe, and you're sort of, is this really worth it? You know, it just puts up that obstacle yet again. So it's sort of limiting that negativity from others around us. And always just remembering too, if we quit, we're back to square one. what we don't want to be there. We want to keep progressing forward wherever we're going, whatever it is we're doing. So just keeping positive about everything and remembering our whys. Keeping a clear and open mind. Now, yes, that can be very hard in business. So I think everyone on here are business owners, and we know exactly what I'm talking about, because your mind gets clouded by a lot of things, and the obstacles start popping up. Oh, is this really worth it? Am I doing this the right way? Am I going down this road the right way? Am I not talking to the right people? You start getting all that negative sort of thought about it. So keep on focusing and concentrating on where you're going, what you're wanting to do. One thing that I find some people struggle, they don't want to, they're not open to, to people giving them suggestions and ideas. And I was like that many years ago. I thought, no, I know what I'm doing, but at the end of the day, I've soon learned that taking advice or suggestions from people, it might not always be the right one, the right suggestions and that, but you never know. Just that one little thing might actually trigger something inside you that, oh, okay, so this is right, and it sends you down a different path, and it clears that obstacle. Sorry. And always being open to options. Like, it comes back to listening to other people too. There's always somebody out there that's been through something similar or the same. You can always get advice from people and take it on board. It doesn't hurt. So it all comes back to keeping a clear and open mind with it all. Because we've all faced, as I said at the start, we've all faced obstacles at one point or another. How we deal with them is all on us, our mindset, and being receptive to listening to other people and taking advice. We don't have to take their advice, but just take it on board, listen. What else have we got there on that one? So that can help. I've already said that. Yeah, that can help eliminate obstacles by listening to people and keeping that clear and open mind. Persistence and perseverance. This is one thing I was very guilty of not doing many years ago in a previous business. Things got hard, I threw in the towel. So basically, I've learned over the years that the key to progression is perseverance and persistence. You've got to just keep on going. When the things get tough, that's our old saying, when things get tough, the tough get going. So you've got to keep pushing for those goals and just keep remembering your why. So you've got to keep persevering with everything. Exhausting all and every possibility to overcome obstacles. A lot of the time, the obstacles are just minor things, but our mind perceives it as a major thing. So trial and error. We've all done things trial and error. I'm sure we all have. And I think that's might have meant touched on in a different way before, but sometimes the easiest solution can be the right solution for us. Just something minor. We'll just go, yep, bang, trigger it, and that's it. We've got a way around our obstacle. This one's a big one, I believe, is asking for assistance, asking for help, because a lot of us don't actually want to ask for help. It's just I believe it's that old school mindset that's been set into us from a young age that, no, we've got to do things this way. Asking for help is weak, but it's not. Because as I said before, talking to other people, you might get advice from somebody who's been through a similar situation or faced a similar obstacle, and listening to how they've overcome that obstacle or got around that obstacle. It may not work for you, but there might be that one little piece of advice that will help you get past your obstacle. And even suggestions will trigger new ideas, could trigger new ideas. So don't ever be afraid to ask for help. Like, reach out to somebody who's like, there's plenty of people. I always thought that being in business, you're on your own, and you didn't ask for help. You didn't ask for people's advice. But I have learned in recent times that there's plenty of people willing to help. And I've got people in my industry that, they're willing to help. my first business coach is in the same industry, and that's what she done. She was there teaching people, so she was always willing to help. And it sort of it cleared up that thought process that, no, I've got to go it alone. I can't ask for help. If I ask for help, I'm failing, and it's weak. But it's not. It's actually probably one of the biggest things to help get past obstacles is asking for help, asking for assistance, asking for advice. So, touched on this earlier, remembering your why. Now, we've all got a why as to why we went down the path we went down or we're on, why we're in business, why we do things. Now, that why might be your family, your kids, anything. It could be anything. Always keep that in your mind, what your why is, and that will always help you push past. I believe it doesn't always help you get past the obstacle. It helps you get on that road of clearing that obstacle. Especially as business owners, we've got that reason why we're doing what we're doing. And like for me, it's my family, my little girl. That's my why. And I always remember that. That is why, well, that's one of the whys, is why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I'm going down the path I'm going down. And I think, well, if I don't succeed at this, if I just give in and throw the towel in when I hit every obstacle, what am I going to do for her and her future? So it's just a matter of remembering your why, keeping that why in your mind all the time. And that will be a big help in triggering to getting past obstacles. Okay, so in a summary, like as everyone's different, we all know that everyone's different. And I don't know about you guys, but I've come across it over time that you come across people that seem to just breeze through it all. They don't seem to have obstacles. They seem to just flow with it easily. But I've found that everyone comes across obstacles and they deal with it in different ways. Everyone is different. Now, living in the society, like I grew up in an era that if the internet was just coming in when I was younger, it'd be worse than what it was when it first came in, when people started working online. It'd be taboo because the whole thing was you go through school, get a good job, or get good grades, get a good job, or go to university, and you work for the rest of your life. But that mindset, we're still in that era of changing, like the competing mindsets of that old style mindset and the modern mindset that's still clashing. Like, so you've got to keep that open mind with everything. And so the most important things I believe are not quitting and not giving in. Because if you quit or give in, you're back at square one, and you just got to go on that merry-go-round and keep sort of going round and round and round, facing that same obstacles, never getting off, and think, well, it's just not worth it, and you're giving up. So you can find a solution. As I said, the solutions aren't there. It's going to get rid of them. It's going to I believe they'll lessen the impact when you face the obstacles. So sort of going through, keeping that positive mindset, remembering your why, that perseverance and persistence. They're key factors, I believe, in getting past your obstacles. Just remembering those things. Like a good example, I faced 2 major obstacles this week. I lost 2 clients this week through to financial difficulty, and like I can't, especially like I can't sort of go, well, hold any grudges against them and that. I do know that they were struggling. But it just so happened 2 in a week, and I could, quite easily could go, oh, what's the point? But so I faced 2 major obstacles, but no, I remember my why. I'm keeping positive about it. Okay, one door closes, another one opens, and just persisting with things. So, as I said, you lessen that impact. I believe that you lessen that impact if you just keep striving for it, keep going, just keep those things in mind. Geez, I've gone through that pretty quick. I thought it was going to be longer. Righto. Now these quotes, I just sort of leave a couple of quotes here. because these ones, well, this top one, it's just one that's always, ever since I heard this quote probably 6, 7 years ago, it's always sat in my mind. But doing what is easy, life will be hard. But doing what is hard, life will be easy. When I first heard it, I thought that doesn't make sense. But the more I listened to it, the more I looked at it and read it, it does make sense, because in our nature, we want to do the easy things. And in the end, life becomes hard. So, and then when we do the hard things, it's a lot easier in the end, in the long run. So when we face an obstacle, if we just throw our hands in the air and give up, we're doing what's easy. So it's going to make our life hard, because we're not going down, we're not building what we want, we're not going down that road we want, not that path. So it's just it's like it's a quote that's actually sat with me a lot, and I quite often look at it and think of it. So this other one I heard recently, or read recently at some point, and it sort of rings true, I believe. Your hardest times often lead to the greatest moments of your life. So you've got to keep going. Tough situations build strong people in the end, which rings true, I think, to overcoming obstacles, because the hard times is when we face those obstacles. And yeah, if we keep going, it builds and breeds tougher with us, like tougher people. So, righto. Well, that's it. I actually can't believe I did that quick. I thought it was going to go a lot longer. Righto. So, what I might do, I'll stop that recording.